What's up guys, I'm here with my friend Hobby, and today we're going to talk about some wrist locks. I'm going to show you some positions, some wrist lock variations that everyone should know it, and at the end of this video I'm going to show you a trick that's going to bring your wrist lock skills to another level. So let's get to it. First wrist lock, really known by Vaca, used to do that in every tournament. We are here fight standing. My opponent gets a nice grip on my collar, so I'm gonna pretend I wanna break the grip, so he's gonna hold even stronger. So what I'm gonna do next is my hand's gonna switch from the opening of the jacket here to behind the triceps. I like it open hand here behind the arm, grabbing the body, and I'm gonna switch here this collar for the top of the same hand. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin my forehead to his belly button, and I'm gonna drive down until he taps, right? So here we're fighting. Grabs even stronger, I come back, I switch, and I drive. Oh. We go to the dive down until he taps, right? That's the trick. It doesn't matter if the wrist breaks outside or inwards. It doesn't matter. First trick everyone should know. Second trick, from the omoplata sweep. I'm going to sweep omoplata, my opponent is going to turn, roll to defend, boom. And the standard landing is usually like this. If you guys check it out, the hand is just flying here. If my opponent doesn't take care of protecting this wrist, the wrist lock comes from everywhere. It pops in front of your face, right? So it's right there. So it's your opponent's task to protect this grip here, this hand, at all means, right? And even though if he does it, it's not difficult to just go for it, right? So second one, everyone should know it. A third variation is from arm lock. When you're here, you have a nice arm lock loaded, and your opponent does the mataleon to defend, right? So one way to trick him really cool is I'm gonna use my arm, which is coming underneath his arm lock, and I'm gonna create here a small angle on the wrist. Just gonna kink the wrist a little bit up, right? So he's here, he's protecting the arm. I'm gonna go there, switch, try all my tricks here, and then all of a sudden I come here and I create like a small angle. Once the angle is created, right, I lock the triceps here with my upper body, and although he's defending, I just gonna go over the fingers and bring the hand back. Boom. So I'm gonna get him on the wrist lock instead of the armbar, right? Third possibility, really cool, happens all the time. So basic one, standard, I think is the first wrist lock we learn, is from side control. When I'm here on side control, usually my opponents use the hand here on my shoulder, try to create space. I'm gonna try to put pressure with my shoulder on his face, and he's gonna use the hand here to try to create some space. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my chin here on top of his wrist, right? I'm gonna lock the wrist even more, and now I let go of the hand and roll my shoulder over the fingers and get here the elbow. Boom. Second hand follows, and now I just drive my shoulder through the hand. This position I learned from a friend of mine, Brazil, Big Ricardão, 200 pounds mate. He used to do that with us every training, 300 times. Thanks, Ricardão. Because of you, we learned it. I think the last variation we have to cover here, and guys, that's pretty much basic stuff, right? You should know that from beginning. If you haven't seen that before, so make sure that you start to practice this stuff. Now here I am on half guard, and my opponent is trying to realize what he wanna do with this hand here, right? And I'm gonna wait for my time, and at the moment this hand flies here towards my knee or my collar here, that I can get hold of this hand, right? I can try to secure the wrist, or if he's protecting the hand, right, grabbing the belt, it's also not difficult to explode this grip because I'm gonna break the grip here on the direction where the wrist is on its weakest, right? So I'm here. If I have to break this grip, I'm just gonna grab here down and I pull up and I have it, right? Or I wait for him to commit a mistake, and once this hand is under control, I'm gonna nail it down and we're gonna go for the kimura, right? So first control here is gonna be the kimura. So I can work the kimura here, or I can just switch to that armbar variation from here. And look what happens. As I go stretching the arm, I can easily switch for the wrist. And now I have the armbar and the wrist lock at one shot. Right? So guys, make sure you cover all this stuff because, as I said, there are 300 different other wrist lock positions, but these are some of the ones you should know. Now, the trick that's gonna change your wrist lock skills. I left the best for last. So when I'm here, usually what happens is my opponent grabs my arm to start the way up to open the guard, right? So here, everyone knows, is also common knowledge, nothing new. You can wrist lock right away. But look what happens. Look how far, how far I am from actually being capable of do the wrist lock, right? So I'm not in a good spot to do it. So what we're gonna do is, we are here playing full guard, nice and tight. So what I would do is, as my opponents get the grip, I'm gonna start to, usually what they do is they elevate the elbow, that's it, to have control of my hand here, right? So what I do is, I will start to shake my hand, right? What he thinks is that I'm fighting the grip, but instead, what I'm doing is, I am sliding my arm inside of my sleeve, right? So I'm here. He thinks I am trying to break the grip. Now look what happens. My hand is almost hidden inside of my jacket. When I turn, I am on top of his thumb. So I have the leverage that I need to be as effective as I can be on the wrist lock, right? And he wasn't even expecting because he thinks I'm trying to break the grip, right? So that's the trick. So I'm here, he gets his control, he tries to hold my arm tight, I'm trying to break the grip, boom! There you go, right? So guys, let me know what you think about this position in the comments below. Make sure that you practice positions, have fun,